I also love that I knew this was going to happen, that something was going to come up where we got kind of serious about it, and we're dressed like this. You're listening to The Pelvic Freak Show
with your hosts, Amanda Neary and Hannah Meyer. Hey, Pelvic Freaks. Welcome to the rebrand.
Where you're freaks for us and we're freaks for your pelvis, baby.
Baby, we're coming to you live from Soho, Manhattan.
I can't take ourselves seriously.
This is a weird episode. If you're like on Spotify listening, just check out the video at some point because we are not in our usual setup. We're here in bathrobes, hair towels, sunnies. We have a beautiful view of Manhattan to our right in this lovely hotel room. And we're just living life a little bit. We just had room service breakfast.
Cappuccino and bruleed grapefruit. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Hannah got me on that, and I can concur. It's good.
Yeah, you were suspicious. I can't believe it.
I was a little sus.
Well, we're having our New York episode today, and as you guys can tell, the Pelvic Freak Show has rebranded. No longer Pelvic POV, we are now the Pelvic Freak Show.
We are now the Pelvic Freak Show, and while we might not always be filming in Soho, we will be going by the Pelvic Freak Show from here on out.
Yeah.
Why did we do that?
It just, guys, Pelvic POV, when Amanda and I first created this podcast, we had no idea what to name it. So we were like messing around with like play on words, like PP kind of worked. POV, it wasn't taken. It kind of flowed well. But like where our show is now and who we are and like how we converse, how we talk, it doesn't match what our vibe is. We fear.
Yeah. And when we first started saying Pelvic Freaks, it was kind of like a bit and we were like, oh, we don't know how long this will last, but it has become integral to the brand and like what we're creating. And we are freaks. So like
pelvic floor stuff is freaky. Mm-hmm. We're freaky. And I feel like a freak if I like pee my pants in public, like, but we're here to normalize that or like destigmatize that, not normalize. That's not what I meant. We're not normalizing it. It's common, not normal. You hear us say that all the time. But we're here to destigmatize that and just talk openly about it.
Yeah. So if you think you're a freak, which everyone kind of does at some point, this podcast is a safe space for you. And we're leaning into the freakery of it all.
No, just like watching you say that with your sunglasses on. Like dead ass serious.
So good.
With your sunglasses and your hair towel right now, just looking straight.
We're leaning into the freakery of it all.
I think I'm not going to be able to edit this episode without dying laughing. Well, we wanted to dedicate today. So today's episode is a little bit of a reprieve.
Yeah, bringing it back. That was like a day oneer.
If you will. From our normal content because we want to reintroduce ourselves, and we haven't introduced ourselves since literally Pelvic POV. Welcome to Pelvic POV. So this is now welcome to the Pelvic Freak Show.
Welcome to the Pelvic Freak Show. Let's introduce ourselves. Let's give a little background. Like, what would you want to know about someone if you were like trusting them with your listening? If you were giving them your time to listen to their podcast, like, what would you want to know about them as a host?
Yeah, exactly. Amanda, would you like to start by introducing yourself?
Sure. So, hey, Pelvic Freaks. I'm Amanda. I'm one half of the Pelvic Freak Show, and I'm from the northwest suburbs of Chicago. I lived there until I was 18, and then I lived in LA for undergrad, and then grad school took me to Europe and Boston, and then also throughout my education, I did some studying in Toronto, New York, and Austria, and I made it back to Chicago during COVID as a licensed physical therapist, and I have been working there since. I moved into the city and I opened the Pelvic Institute, which is a pelvic floor specialized clinic
Whoop whoop.
in West Loop that we whoop whoop work at.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, that's my professional background. So I found the passion for pelvic floor when I was like treating a lot of runners, and they were presenting in a way that I ended up referring out to pelvic floor a lot, but I didn't have the training to like treat them myself. So I took the course, and after that weekend, my whole like career trajectory changed. I was in love with pelvic floor. I felt like it was the missing piece to my practice all along. And I just kind of like, when I lean into things, I just like go all freaking in. So I was like, okay, I'm a pelvic floor therapist now. And I looked for a full-time job in pelvic health, and I have not looked back. I absolutely love it. I love looking at ortho from a pelvic lens. So that's kind of just my career passion. I also have a background in music and voice performance. So I did my undergrad, I did a dual degree for opera performance. So I was really interested early on in like research on voicing techniques, using the body for center of pressure, just how art combines with science and like mixing the two. And so I just love all of that kind of stuff. I like geek out on that. And I love music. I love science. I love books. What else do I love? I love what else about
You
what else
recently
is there
started
about
pole
me?
dancing.
I started pole dancing. Hannah got me into pole.
When's your year anniversary?
October.
Oh.
I have like a performance arts background, so I was actually looking for a creative outlet for like body movement for a long time when I moved back to Chicago. And Hannah pole dances, and my friend Steph pole dances at the same studio and teaches. And together they like convinced me to finally try it last year, and also like have not looked back. I'm obsessed with pole.
It's hard to get your foot in the door because it's so different.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. But yeah, like being back in Chicago now, we were talking about it yesterday a little bit. Like I've formed an amazing community. I have an amazing queer community in Chicago. I care deeply about community and activism and just like standing up for the little guy. I would say that's like where my stance usually is on things. So I know people care about all of that too. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's kind of some of the stuff I'm passionate about. I read a lot. I like to cook. I got back into making bread recently. That was good.
Yeah, she's doing good with that.
I'm making bread. What else would you want to know? Anything?
Oh, we'll get there.
We'll get there. Okay. You go next.
That was a good start. We're going to get deeper.
Cool.
Guys, hey pelvic freaks. My name's Hannah Meyer. I work at the Pelvic Institute with my boss Amanda, with my fellow pelvic freak over here. I am also one half of the Pelvic Freak Show. Little bit about me. I am from Kentucky. I went to the University of Kentucky for undergrad. I worked as a personal trainer when I was an undergrad and group fitness instructor for a kickboxing like hit gym called Body Fit Lexington, which is no longer there anymore, which closed after COVID, which very sad about that. It was a really good community and small business gym that I really loved and like pretty much spent all my time at in college. And that's where I really truly found out that I have a passion for small businesses. I love working for a small business, and it kind of like led me to like get to Amanda today is what I like to think. And when I was an undergrad, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my career. I remember having clients that would have diastasis or endometriosis or incontinence. And I remember like my clients telling me about it, and I was frustrated. I was like, why? I don't know how to modify their training program to like help with this. Like, for example, with endometriosis, like we talked about before, like HIIT training is probably not the best. So I was kind of more of a HIIT focused personal trainer. And I was just like really confused. I wanted to learn more. I had already been thinking about physical therapy because I did want to do something in the medical field. And then I kind of like combined the idea of like personal training, movement with science and found PT. And when I discovered pelvic floor PT, because I was researching all these diagnoses that my clients would have, tried to like help them as much as I could with like the knowledge I had at the time. I found out pelvic floor PT existed, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, like this is what I'm going to do. So I pretty much went to grad school knowing that I wanted to be a pelvic floor PT. I really didn't want to do any other forms of PT. I went to Northwestern in 2020. I actually applied to like 5 schools, didn't get into any. I was on the wait list for 2 schools, and a month before school started in August, I got an email from Northwestern telling me that I got in off the wait list. And I remember where I was when I got into school. I was nannying for these 2 middle school boys that I nannied for when I was in college as well. And I had just dropped them off at the park to play basketball. And I was sitting in my car and I was on the phone with my mom and I was crying because I was like, also working as like a waitress part-time at the time and like doing all this other stuff. And I was just like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. Like I didn't get into PT school this round. Like, I don't know where I'm going to go. Do I even want to reapply to PT school? Like whatever. And the minute I was sitting in my car crying in that park, the boys had just gotten out of my car and I was just sitting there. And then an email popped up from Northwestern that was literally like, congratulations. And then I was like, Mom, I think I'm moving to Chicago. So then I picked up like all my stuff. We moved to Chicago. The first apartment I toured pretty much is the one I chose because I barely had any time. And it was definitely a hard transition at first moving to Chicago because I'm from Kentucky. It's a whole different ballgame, but I'm so thankful for it every day because Chicago has taught me so much about who I am as a person, what my values truly are. I love the city. I love how blue the city is. I love how diverse the city is. And it gave me so many opportunities that I just wouldn't have gotten if I would have just, maybe quit, just applied to just another school in Kentucky the next year. I don't know. It definitely happened for a reason. I started the pelvic floor club at Northwestern. I was a terrible PT student actually because I hated learning this sounds so bad, but like it was so hard for me to stay focused on like neuro PT classes, like MSK. Like I knew I needed that information, but there was no pelvic health classes. So I just was kind of angry all the time. I was like, I want to learn pelvic health, but like I'm not getting that. So I just had to wait until I could take the level 1 pelvic health course. Still passed, still graduated from PT school, but like I was not the best student because it just wasn't truly what I was the most passionate about at the time. So like went out of my way, got 2 clinicals in pelvic health and just climbed my way up there. And now I feel like I'm just such a great clinician, especially where I'm at right now with Amanda. Yeah.
Crushing. She also started the pelvic health interest group at Northwestern, which I think is like such a big deal.
Yeah, it was cool. Like I remember I remember my friend Delaney at the time, like I think I had been talking about there's like no interest group for pelvic health. So I think she was the one who texted me, was like, you should just reach out to, I forget who the faculty was at the time that I had to reach out to, but you should just reach out and see if you can start the interest group. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I will. And then I did. And it was a lot easier than I expected. And a lot of people were interested in it. And I felt like that's where I truly could shine in PT school because honestly, that whole time, like, I feel like I was viewed as like COVID was not a great time to be in school. Like I didn't go in person to classes a lot. Like I would miss lectures sometimes. Like my motivation was so low. So I feel like maybe in class, like my peers like didn't view me as like someone who was like really driven. But then when I like started the pelvic health group, they were like, oh shit, Hannah like actually does like really want to learn and is really driven. So I don't know. I feel like that's where I really shined in PT school, which I'm thankful for those classes because I learned so much about how I treat my patients now from like, obviously everything you learn in PT school is valuable and you need. But yeah, as far as like motivation goes, when, there's a freaking pandemic and you're living alone in a studio apartment and you don't know anyone in the city, it's hard.
Yeah, that's a special kind of hell for being in a new place and like not knowing people. Grad school also, can we just normalize? Yes, let's normalize how much grad school fucking sucks.
Yeah, dude.
I would like to normalize that because I actually like really thrived in PT school from an academic standpoint, but I was freaking miserable the whole time. And like that was like strictly because I had nothing else going for me in Scotland, where I was like, and don't get me wrong, living in Europe was amazing. The first 2 years of my grad program were in Scotland, then I did my doctorate in the States, and that whole experience was ultimately amazing. But where I was at in the UK, I was not a fan of, and I had like a ton of anxiety and depression at that time. And a lot of that was like all continuously triggered by grad school and just like checking all these boxes for things you're not like necessarily passionate about. You need the background knowledge. There's a reason people do it, of course, but like it just sucks no matter what.
Yeah, dude. It was tough. It was definitely tough for me. I'm a big, like, I'm very type B. I am a procrastinator. Like, that's me to a T. So grad school, you really need to be like, to feel really good, I think in grad school, you need to have that type A personality where you're just like, I just got to get it done, which I did have that. Like, I had to adapt and like fit that mold, but like it was just like hard for me mentally. I feel like I just like it was taxing because I was like, I don't care about this peds course as much as I do like a pelvic health course, but like why do I have to take an entire semester or trimester on pediatric PT, which I will never use, versus a pelvic health trimester is not required for anyone in my class. Like that would anger me so much. I remember at the time, and it didn't make sense to me. And I hope that changes. I think that everyone should be required to take a pelvic health course. It's for all genders. It's for all people. And it doesn't make sense to me that it's not a required course like it is for peds. Like not all PTs go into peds. It's good to know that stuff, like how we develop, you know, but
it's also because you go through all the different body systems and you're literally shortchanging the renal system, the digestive system, and the reproductive system by not including pelvic health in your physical therapy education. And they cover like pretty much everything else at some point.
And pelvic health is on the NPTE. And no one, you have to study for like
that's the board exam if you don't know.
That's for the board exam to like become a PT, DPT, whatever. The PT part of Hannah Meyer PT DPT. That's how you get that.
the license part.
Yes. And what was I just saying? I just got distracted.
That we need to know pelvic health for the exam.
You need to know pelvic health for the exam. So students studying for the exam have to teach themselves that because we don't really cover it in PT school. It might be like one exam in a trimester.
Yeah.
Like from what I recall.
And it's also basic as hell. Like I didn't really know anything about pelvic health till I took a specialized course for it.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
And it's truly fascinating.
Like, I think like I love this background you just gave and even our little like tangent that we're going on now because it's why we started this podcast. Is like most people don't know about this. A lot of PT students and practicing PTs are interested in this but don't know where to start. So we're here for people that are interested in like their personal pelvic health, what the heck is pelvic health, and we're here for other providers and students that are interested in pursuing pelvic health. And we're just creating advocacy. We're not just doing anything. We're creating advocacy for this under popularized area of PT.
Yeah, dead ass. And I want to preface, I feel like I just shit talked a lot. I loved my education at Northwestern. I like how they really valued the psychosocial aspects of PT. I feel like Northwestern, I didn't go to another PT school. I don't know how yours was, but we definitely were heavy hitting on like the psychosocial aspects of PT, which I think really helped to make me a good clinician. And I don't know if I would have gotten that in other schools with like Northwestern's a very like liberal school, very diverse. Like they really value like educating their students on like things like microaggressions, like quality of care, things like that, which I'm sure all PT schools do heavily teach their students, but I really liked that aspect of Northwestern. And, you know,
I don't think they're all created equal though. I did my like didactic work mostly in the UK. So like my coursework. And then what I did in the US was my research dissertation. So, and I was already a licensed therapist in the UK when I was doing my schoolwork in the US, so I didn't do a ton of didactic work in the States. And what I valued about the UK, because I didn't have the best grad program experience either, but I loved doing my clinicals in the NHS, the National Health Service, because it's universal healthcare there, socialized healthcare, and you're working with so many demographics that, like, in the US, some schools, they'll give you like a very specialized placement for 10 weeks and you're kind of working with one type of person. And I don't feel like I had that on any single one of my placements. Like, I was just forced into all of these like diverse, amazing work. And the way that they taught us was very focused on psychosocial because of that. So that was something I did value about my program, but I don't think everywhere does the same amount of that.
Yeah.
I think it just depends on the school and like what their values are too.
Yeah. Yeah. School was hard for me at the time. I think if you would have asked my 2020 to 2023 self how much I'm enjoying Northwestern at the time, I think I would have said something a little bit different, just because, you know, all the schools at that time had to make big changes because of the pandemic. So I think everyone's education was impacted at that time. I think people's rates of passing the board exams were a little bit lower that year. I think it was just hard on everyone. I don't think it's necessarily school specific. I think it affected a lot of schools. So,
you want to know something funny? I don't think I've ever told you this. I like studied for my board exam while you were in PT school at Northwestern. Like,
wow.
I would study in the library with Alice.
Oh, wow.
And it was your, I think you guys were starting your second year because I took them fall of your second year, whenever that was.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was your first year even, I don't know. But I was in the library and that's when I met like Brendan too.
Oh,
because
crap.
like Alice would like swipe me in and I would like use the study room with her while you guys were like doing coursework. And I was like just studying for my boards on the side.
That's so funny because I used to like study with Brendan all the time.
It's so funny. Like,
these are PT school friends of mine. We probably did cross paths. I mean, listen, I was not a good student. I didn't find myself in the library often.
That's fair.
So
that's fair. I
so
don't
maybe
remember
unless I was going to
you.
cadaver lab. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it was
Those were the days.
It was fun. I just like needed because it was COVID and I was studying for the boards and like that's a dark place to be like studying for the biggest test of your life.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to be around other people that are studying.
No, that's good.
So she got me into like the university library. It was nice.
The library's nice. Yeah, I used to study in my hotel apartment.
Yeah,
Or sorry, hotel.
the way I just accepted that answer.
I also love that I knew this was going to happen, that something was going to come up where we got kind of serious about it and we're dressed like this. In my apartment, like, they had like a business room in my apartment.
Yeah.
My foot's falling asleep.
Oh no.
Flex point,
Smack
flex
it.
point, flex point, flex point.
Flex point, flex point, flex point, flex point.
Me and Amanda's bowels have been crazy.
Guys, we literally just...
The reason I fucked up that hotel apartment saying is because I really had to fart and a little bit came out and I was like, oh, I hope no one heard that.
We literally just released our travel episode and we're both having crazy diarrhea.
Wait, speak for yourself.
Yeah, Hannah doesn't get diarrhea.
No, mine's more a little bit of the constipation side.
Yeah.
We had the best restaurant. Like, guys, you don't understand how often I go to restaurants. I am a foodie. The restaurant we went to in Brooklyn on Saturday night, Eval, it's Eyval. It was a Persian restaurant. Holy shit. This is the best food I've ever had in my entire life.
It was probably one of the best restaurants I've ever been to. Like every single bite was perfect.
2 words. Saffron martini.
2 words. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, saffron helps boost serotonin. And we were fucking high on saffron at that dinner.
We were high on saffron at that dinner.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, but like, so you just gave your background and then we got like kind of serious and sad for a sec. And then we saffroned it back up.
And then
Tell
the
us
saffron
something.
kicked in.
Tell the freaks something fun about yourself. Like
Fun about myself?
Hannah's a really good pole dancer
Thank you.
to start.
Oh my God.
And she's also like weirdly talented at drawing.
I'm actually weirdly talented at most things I do. It's actually weird. Like, I think it's the Gemini in me. Like, if I just do it, I'll be good at it. Like, if I could name a couple things that I'm really good at off the top of my head, I would say like drawing like professional looking portraits, juggling. I'm really good at Catan. I haven't lost a game. I think I'm on like a 7-game winning streak since 2020. What else am I good at? Oh, I'm pretty good at volleyball.
Pretty good at like thrifting and stuff.
Thrifting. Yeah. I like I used to, fun fact about me, like in 2020 during grad school, on my TikTok account, I used to make like fashion videos of me like doing like thrift flips or like picking out clothes. So I have like a bunch of random like videos of me like making outfits on TikTok, and that was like kind of a fun little phase that I had. Yeah, I love pole dancing. I love dancing in general. My boyfriend and I are doing like country swing dance lessons on YouTube right now. That's my new thing. And yeah, pole. I have a hurt foot right now, so I haven't been able to take heels classes. It's kind of fucking me up mentally. But
it happens.
That's why ortho PT is important, as well as pelvic health PT. Thankful we have ortho clinicians in our practice that can help me.
Yeah.
Because I'm very far out of the treatment of the foot. Can still do it, but I mean, I treat 7-8 pelvic health patients a day on average, rather than when's the last time I saw a foot.
Yeah, feet aren't, and a lot of time we'll like incorporate ankle stability and stuff into pelvic health, but we're not like treating foot injuries a lot. I would say of the orthopedic injuries we see, that's one of the like foot, elbow. That's what I'm seeing the least.
Like hand, sometimes they'll do like hand stuff, like pregnant,
yeah,
like or
like
postpartum, yeah, no, for sure.
But like we see more hips, shoulders, low back, upper back, neck.
Yep,
with our population, so we'll still see like a lot of orthopedic cases in that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. But yeah, I say that jokingly. I'm not good at everything, but I mean, I can pick it up if you put it down.
I feel like
you know what I mean.
To some degree, we both have a little bit of that, and that's why we were able to just like
start this.
Like, oh, let's figure out how to like do this podcast, and like we'll learn marketing, and I did a lot of that for like the Pelvic Institute too. But it's different marketing a podcast. It's a completely different business. Your whole business is online.
Yeah,
and so. Like this was a whole learning curve for both of us, and we were just like, yeah, we're just gonna freaking send it, and it's gonna be great.
We're just gonna freaking send it.
We're gonna freaking send it, princess.
Yeah, I do sound like Tommy Pickles when I do it.
Being in New York makes me want to say princess because I'm thinking of our episode with Sarah from last year.
Princess.
Send it, princess.
We're in Soho, and we're so excited to go shopping. We were in Brooklyn the past 2 days, and I had never been in Brooklyn, and I loved Brooklyn. Holy shit.
Yeah, it was cool. It was kind of like Chicago.
It literally, I was saying that the whole week. I was like, it feels like a bigger, busier, faster paced Chicago. That's what Brooklyn feels like.
I will say though, I've spent a lot of time in Manhattan and only a little bit of time in Brooklyn. And I like Brooklyn. I could see myself living there. But when we got to Manhattan, I was like, dang, there's just like an energy here. I can't put my finger on it, but I feel like myself. I feel like myself in Manhattan, and maybe it's because I did a program at NYU, and like I have that nostalgia in this borough. But like, I love Manhattan.
Well, it's different. In Brooklyn, we were drinking dive bar. We were eating free hot dogs at a dive bar and drinking spaghettis.
Yeah.
And here we're fucking robed up with towels on our heads and glasses.
Yeah.
Getting room service brulee grapefruit. I mean.
And you know what's cool is that being not from here, I don't have the like borough rivalry. So if I were to move here, I could just have both.
Yeah.
I could live in one and enjoy the other. I don't have a hate for any borough.
Period.
Because I'm not from here and I don't care.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it here.
Yeah, guys. Oh, wow. This robe's going crazy. Get her back in there.
Robe going cray. All right. Should we answer? What else would the freaks want to know? Should we answer a question?
Yeah, but let's answer our questions. I'm going to get my phone out too.
Okay. Should I start with one? Is being hot a state of mind?
That was a question?
Yeah. Absolutely. Is what I would say.
It's confidence, dude.
It's all confident. If someone's confident, I'm like, yeah, they're slaying right now.
Oh, yeah, dude. And like, what is being hot? You know, let's think about it.
At the end of the day, looks are always subjective, regardless of if you're like, this person is universally beautiful. It's still not true. Someone might not be into that. It's all about for me, it's about the vibe and the energy, because someone can be like gorgeous and then I meet them and I'm like, I'm not attracted to them, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Also, being hot isn't whether you're attracted to someone or not, but you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, being hot is a state of mind. I like that.
I love that, actually. I would say big yes.
Yeah.
Right.
We talk about pooping and peeing and shit, and we're still hot.
Speaking of that, should I be sunning my butthole?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not against it. Like, you mean butthole out in the sun?
Yeah.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
I mean, do it if you need.
I didn't do it, but
But make sure you're not like getting like a what's it called?
Here's my minimal
Catching a charge. Like, don't catch a charge. You know,
with having minimal knowledge of why that would be beneficial for you, other than like maybe your butthole needs vitamin D. I don't know.
it's probably like
Don't-
freeing.
Just don't burn it. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
if you're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
go out in the
yeah, that's
sun,
so true.
like it's the same thing as like tanning topless. If your nips aren't used to seeing the sun, just like make sure you're protected and you're not burning it. I'm sure it's fine. I would say the same thing for like your face. Use that good morning sunlight. You don't want like that heat, that like noon o'clock sun. You don't want that.
Okay, when I hear sunning my butthole, which maybe I should look this up, you know, but
Is it not putting your butthole in the sun?
is it? Maybe we should look it up just to make sure that we're not being freaking stupid.
That's what I thought it was.
Look up sunning your butthole. If I'm thinking what I think it is, it's going out into a field and putting your vagina or whatever and your butt in the sun and just feeling like it's more of like an experience, like a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
Like a freeing thing.
Exposing your butthole to sunlight.
The area between the anus and the genitals.
Advocates believe it offers increased energy, improved sleep, and better hormone function. So that's just like sunning anything, right?
Yeah, it's like, like I wouldn't be out there for hours just like,
Increased
butthole
vitamin
in the
D.
sun. But like if you want to do it for a little bit just to feel free, I think,
Yeah, if it
Do what you
works
need
for
to
you,
do.
it works for you.
we went to the Spotify building last night in New York at 11:11 and just put our hands on the number 4.
Yeah, we did. We're manifesting being an official like Spotify podcast, which we're gonna be,
Yeah.
or something.
So, I mean,
Something's
you do
gotta
what you
give.
got to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? All right, what else you got?
When are we getting Pelvic Freak certified branded squatty potties? I'm looking at you, squatty potty. When are we?
Yeah.
We hype up squatty potty so much, and we are so not sponsored by them. But it is a dream of ours because we love them. We love those freaks.
Yeah. We actually do have a red squatty potty that we did get sent from them, but it's like this, it's Supreme on the front of it. Like it says Supreme.
Yeah, it
It's
was
with that
their like
brand.
April Fool's bit this year, but they actually made a few for Supreme, the brand, like a collab as a joke. And we were like, we love that. And they were like, oh, we'll send you one. So
Yeah.
right now, I would say where we're at with Squatty Potty is they know where they're like number one fangirls. Oh, we have to tell them not to do service.
Oh, okay.
You go
Give me
just-
1 second.
We just have to shoo away the service of the hotel.
Sorry. Thank you. Okay.
Oh,
All
I
right,
can
we're
smell
back.
your fart.
Dude, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Hannah farted and it
Stop it.
smells.
No, I stop.
Hannah farted. Don't waft it at me. That's disgusting.
Bro, get it out of here.
It's getting better.
lingered.
It lingered. Do you have to let it linger? Okay, and then I have a comment I can read too. Are we ready for that?
Read the comment.
I love seeing two beautiful and talented women, health professionals, destigmatize bodily functions, sex, and pleasure. Right after Hannah farts and fucking, what's it called when you do it under the covers?
It's called
She hotboxed me.
It's like a gas chamber or whatever.
It's
Oven.
Dutch oven. She Dutch ovened me.
Oh my god.
But we
Get
are
over
beautiful,
it.
talented health professionals destigmatizing bodily function, sex, and pleasure.
Yeah, we really are.
All right, what else do we got? A
Okay.
couple more?
I have a couple more. They're more serious ones. Okay. Actually, we should maybe talk about this. We haven't mentioned this. How did you two meet and decide to start this podcast together? Like, we literally did not even talk about that.
Not today, but we had before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can rehash it a bit.
How did we meet? Through Alice,
Our friend Alice. We have a mutual friend. Alice I went to PT school with.
the one that snuck me into the library.
Oh, yeah. We love Alice. And she shared Amanda's Instagram post for the Pelvic Institute when she first was starting to like launch the Pelvic Institute. And I was working at PT Solutions at the time, and I was just really struggling with like the will to live. And and I saw Alice share Amanda's post, and I was like, oh shit, the Pelvic Institute? Like, yeah, you guys just heard my whole spiel on like who I am and like how I came to be. That aligns. It aligns. It clicks. It tracks. And then I commented on her story, and I was like, oh, like, do you know this person? Can you connect me with her? Can you send me her number? Like, I want to get coffee with her, like talk about pelvic floor stuff. So Alice linked us. I reached out to Amanda, and then we met up at Good Ambler for coffee in West Loop, and we just talked, and I pretty much was like, hey, like, when you're ready to hire, I'll come a knocking.
She was persistent because that first coffee, I was so new into my sublease, and I was like finally maxed out on patients, but I like didn't have any reserves in the company yet to like hire people. And I was like, I do want to expand. I see that, but I don't have space for you right now. And she's like, well, let's like check in a couple months. And then I like formally like interviewed her, quote unquote, because I already knew after that coffee, I was like, someone that like is that passionate about working at a place like this, like is a right fit for me. And I just like, I do a lot of like business mentorship, and they're like, don't hire fast. Like, do not hire the first person you interview. And like when I met with Hannah, I was like, that's such bullshit advice. Like, you know when someone is a fit for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way I'm gonna like waste my time interviewing other people when I know that like she's the right fit. So like when I did have space to expand, I was like, I formally interviewed, quote unquote, and then I brought her on in January, which was like 5 months after our initial coffee.
Yeah, I think my first day was like February 5th, 2024.
Oh, yeah, February 5th.
Well, I had put a show back like a week, I think, for some reason. I forget.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was, I pretty much said like, yeah, the minute you are hiring, I'll drop my job and drop that sign-on bonus. I'm coming over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some of those companies are so predatory. They have like a sign-on bonus, but it's not actually a sign-on bonus. It's a retention bonus because you have to like stay a certain amount of time to keep it.
Yep.
And they prorate it. So like you don't lose all of it if you leave, but like
It's still a hit.
It's still a hit.
But I mean, so worth it, because I'd still imagine if I would have been locked down to that retention bonus, I'd still be at that company.
That's wild.
Like I would have been done with that sign-on bonus like June.
That's crazy.
Of this past year.
That is wild to think about.
Yeah, dude. And
It also
think about how
feels
much
like-
my life has changed, how much we've done.
Like even in 2024, I feel like I've known you for so long because of like how much shit we did last year.
Yeah.
And like how we started the podcast, like Hannah and I, first of all, her first day at the job, maybe 2 weeks in, she goes through a breakup. I also go through a breakup. We we don't really know each other well. We're not like talking about it openly with each other, but we know we're in the same
Because I'm like, I'm not going to tell my boss. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm like, I have to like keep my shit together. Like I can't be vulnerable at work. That's not what bosses do. And then we like realized that we had a lot in common, and we were like filming content for the Pelvic Institute. And then we like filmed a reel, and Hannah looked at me and we were just like, should we have a podcast? Like, this is pretty good. And that's literally how that happened.
No, literally.
But it was her dream, because after that comment, she was like, it's always been my dream to have a podcast. And I was like, okay, if you're passionate about it, I'll do it. Because I know when I do something, I like get really into it.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I can't not keep my word on it. I have to like see it through. So I was like, she's passionate about it. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, I've always wanted a podcast. Like, listen to me. I can yap up a freaking storm.
It is pretty great. I truly never thought it would be something that I do, but I now can't imagine not having it.
Yeah.
But
And now we're here.
I could never have a solo podcast. Like without Hannah, I would not be able to do this, I don't think.
The same thing for me, dude.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much I had to learn through you in order for this to become.
Even like the accountability to like show up to film. Because right now we both work full time. So we film on the weekends. We edit like whenever we have time. Like to show up on a Saturday at 11 after being like out with friends the night before, like knowing that Hannah is also showing up is the reason I do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, if it was just me, I would easily just like find an excuse not to record.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is a business, we have to do this. And I never regret showing up to film because like we always end up like recording something awesome.
And we bounce ideas off each other. Like some of the guests that Amanda finds, like I would not even have been able to find. Such a stupid sentence. Like it sounded so serious, but it was so stupid. Like, and then vice versa. I feel like sometimes I'll be like, should we do this? And you're like, oh shit. Yeah. And then it becomes a really cool episode.
And that's what makes us like the best, most unique podcast out there, actually.
And that's why we went to the Spotify building last night.
That's why we went and we literally were like taking a selfie with the Spotify sign inside, and the security guard was in there like waving at us because she thought we were like taking a selfie with her. Meanwhile, she's standing in front of the sign and we're like, get out of the way. Shout out. Yes. She was awesome. She was cool.
Yeah. That was a fun night. I'm happy that we did that.
That was very cool.
We also went to the Cubby Hole.
We went to the lesbian bar in Soho. No, not Soho. In New York.
Yeah.
I forget what neighborhood it's in. Oh
Yeah,
my
me
God.
too.
Boroughs, neighborhoods, New York, Manhattan.
We went to the gay bar. Fun story, when me and Amanda came to New York last year, we were at some like random bar. We were having fun. There were just men, like there were men there. And like, we were just like, okay, like what's going on? And I was looking at Amanda and I was like, so where's the gay area here? Because like in Chicago, it's like you have specific areas for the gays. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Meanwhile, New York is just really fucking gay.
Yeah.
All over.
So it's like you can kind of like walk around. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely areas that are more queer friendly. You know what I mean? But yeah. No,
we were like in it last night and like Brooklyn felt so queer.
Yeah.
And it was so fun.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I love it here.
I mean, that's what I got for today.
That's what we got for today. We hope you enjoyed our rebrand episode, and we like being a little silly. We should like do something like this every once in a while.
It's our little sleepover episode.
It's our little sleepover hotel episode.
Yes.
All right. Well, make sure you're following us on social media at The Pelvic Freak Show.
Oh, shit.
I know, right?
Yeah, and we have our new website now, right?
thepelvicfreakshow.com.
Thepelvicfreakshow.com. And now when you want to email us for anything, it's hi@thepelvicfreakshow.com. Everything is going to be rebranded. Go check out our Instagram after this because we have been working so hard. Like in New York on Saturday, we went to the coffee shop and just freaking worked our asses off until we had to take a nap for like an hour and a half. And
literally.
Then, oh my God, it was tough. But
we did a lot of work. We put a lot of work into this new branding, and we utilized small independent artists. So our photography was by Victoria St. Martin in Chicago. She does portrait, boudoir, and wedding photography, and she's incredible. And our logo and like graphic branding was by Mallory Pittman. Her Instagram handle is Discount Mary, and she's based in LA, but she does remote work too. And I've known her since college, and she's so talented, and like everything just like is perfect for our vision. So go check it out and support us and them, and it's awesome.
Let us know what you think about our new logo. Like we love it. We think it's giving like vintage magazine cover, like freakery. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Sexy doctor best friend vibe.
Yes.
That's what we want.
And then go get a pelvic freak tank because those are alive and well with the new branding.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh yeah. Bye, pelvic freaks.
Bye, pelvic freaks.